Hey, hi, and welcome to my channel. I'm Nene, and today my panelists are Reese and Johnny. And today we're going to be talking about Love After Lockup, episode 3. Alrighty, so this episode it started off with that couple with Doug. Why am I forgetting the girl's name? No, it was Doug and I forget her name. I'm drawing a blank. But she was preparing for him to get out of prison. She packed up all that baloney she got him. She got
Rachel.
him a lot of baloney.
I
I started
missed
packing.
that one.
Yeah,
Doug and Rachel.
Doug and Rachel. That's what it is. Okay. So yeah, she was packing the cooler with all of his baloney. She had like 2 big things of baloney. That was huge. I was
Yeah.
like, where did she get that?
She bought
And I
that
said,
from the deli.
Man.
yeah, she must have been like, just give me that whole roll that you're about to cut up. Just give it to me.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and so I saw her pack that in the cooler, and then she had some alcoholic beverages in the cooler. She's just getting ready to go and get him. And so she gets to the prison, and you can tell, she's nervous. I mean, I guess we just to be expected. And so
Mm.
he comes out, and they have this loving embrace where she even jumps up on him and wraps her legs around him. I was like, oh, so cute. Yeah. And so I actually like watching their
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
I
And
think
super
they're
cute.
probably my favorite. Yeah, they're like
Yeah.
gonna be my favorite, I think.
yeah. Yeah. So I'm hoping he stays out and does right, and they have a happy little family. But yeah, and then I also liked he was nicer to her in person than over the phone.
Well,
And
you
so
saw when she called him and saying that she had talked to his parole officer and she was trying to let
mhm.
him know what his rules were going to be, and he started getting all mad and she started cussing him out too. So she's
Yes.
not too scared of him too much. That little
Yeah.
feisty 4'10" kind of started popping out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did see that. And so that was another reason why I was like, I'm glad that now they're in the car together. They are getting along and he's being really nice. And
Yeah,
then
he was.
yeah, and so the thing that kind of stuck out to me was when he was talking about being on social media. And he said he had a social media the last time he was out, but he didn't really know how to use it. And so apparently, I guess he must have been posting it on his actual page and thought he was sending a direct message. And he said whoever he was at the table with was like, "You got an STD."
Yes.
Right.
I was like, I need more info. What is going on here? I know
Yeah,
that's his
that was
personal business, but you can't say something like that and not explain a little bit more there.
Yes.
yeah. But that was what, like 8 years ago or 5 years ago?
That's embarrassing. I'm like, can you imagine? I'm
Yeah.
like, first of all, what kind of conversation was y'all having? Second of all,
Right.
I would have died. I like now I gotta explain. Look, I probably already explained it to the person I'm thinking I'm talking to. Now I gotta explain to everybody at the table. They're like, you had an
Yeah.
STD?
Already
Yeah.
like an embarrassing conversation. But I don't know. Maybe we are more embarrassed by it than men are. Like with men, it's like it's the rite of passage to get one. So therefore, it's not a big deal.
I think it just depends on what you caught. Because
Yeah.
some stuff you can't get rid of. But
Mm.
yeah, when he said that, he just said it so casually. And I think they cut their scene right after he said that. I was like, oh no. How about a
It'll be
cliff?
Yeah.
interesting hearing more about his dynamic and his child, because
Mhm.
I thought he was in jail for the full like 11 years consecutively, but his kid
Yeah.
looks like he's about 8, 9,
She said
Mhm.
something like that, like 9, 10, something like that.
which if he was only out 5, 6 years ago when he was 23, when did he conceive the child? Because the child, he was in jail for like 4 years when he was turned 17.
Yeah,
So
so
like
maybe
where did it
yeah.
happen, you know?
So maybe he
Mhm.
got out briefly and then parole violation sent him back or something. And she got pregnant and was pregnant and then he was still in maybe.
Yeah.
I can make
It's
that
either that or maybe he had a marriage before and they had conjugal visits and the baby
Yeah.
was that
Maybe.
way. So I don't know if they'll go into that dynamic, but I really like them. When I saw them, it was almost like
Yes.
watching like a romance movie. I know it's not romance, but just the
Yeah.
interaction, they ran up and hugged and kissed. I was like, oh, That looks
Yeah,
so cool.
it was definitely different than Deontay and Nicole's
Uh,
exchange they got out because that was so forced. So to see somebody do it and it seems organic and natural, it was nice to see that.
it was the cutest thing. I was like,
Yeah,
oh my god, like I'm like feeling like this a Hallmark movie, knowing they ain't got them type of
exactly. And
movies,
you're
but it
like,
was
wait,
like,
Yeah,
let me get the backstory.
yeah,
yeah.
it really
Hold on,
did.
then I was laughing when he was like, they were like, look at them. And he's like, yeah, they jealous. I'm like,
Mhm.
man, you better not end up back there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was funny. I'm like,
Yeah.
man,
He said his mindset's different. You know, he's got something to live for now, and
Yeah.
uh, he's seems to be in a better headspace. So maybe he won't do anything to get him
I
back
think
in
so.
there.
I think
Yeah.
so.
But yeah, so I'm excited to watch them throughout the season. I think right now
Mhm.
they're my favorite couple.
Mine too. Yeah.
Right. So then we saw Brittany, Brittany going to, I guess, Ray's family's house
Oh
to
my gosh.
pick up his parents.
So, yeah, I remember y'all talking about last week how she says she's from money, right?
Mhm.
Uh, Beaumont, because I started paying attention to where she was. She was in Texas.
Hmm.
Yes.
And you can get really nice houses,
Cheap.
not for so much money. You know, like here, we're almost at $400,000 homes out here
Hmm.
for very little space. But a $400,000 home in that area would be huge, like a mansion. So she's not coming from the money that he's coming from. Now he's coming from money.
Yes. Yes.
When she pulled up to
And I,
that house, I was like, was that
yeah,
supposed
and
to
then when she was like, "Well, I wasn't expecting this," and I'm like,
be?
"Yeah, because you thought you were the better one and you were going to be able to dangle that over his head, but
Yeah.
no, now you're seeing what a hardworking middle class family has, like one that's a higher middle
Yeah.
class."
So I was
Yeah.
like, that's a nice house. That's a
Yeah.
house with people who have money, or,
Yeah,
especially in that area. Like, I
Hmm.
mean, I know it's been a while since I've lived there, but even still, the dynamics of Texas and their homes, when you put in a lot for their homes, they're really big, nice houses. They're
Hmm.
not
hmm
almost like basic homes like they are here, I guess because of the market or whatever. But yeah,
yeah,
so when I saw that, I said, "Girl, he's more testing you to see what you're about than
Hmm.
yeah,
uh, the other way around."
yeah,
And then I was looking at like the because you know when she walked in, like, and I got it, that's still not like no mansion or nothing, but just looking at the furniture,
yes,
the space, I was like, dude, their house making her family's house look tiny. I'm like,
Yeah,
hmm,
y'all.
yeah.
yeah. And I don't know if y'all caught it. It seemed like she was a little bit disappointed, which for me, I'm like, you should have been excited. Like,
Hmm.
oh, okay, so he's gonna understand why I'm so spoiled. If
Yep.
because that's the facade I feel like she is putting off. Like, oh, because you remember she was like, oh, I'm used to guys taking me on nice dinners and la la la. Okay, you should be excited because you know
He
he
can.
comes from a family that works hard,
Mhm.
and so he's probably going to work hard to create that same life for you. But it was like
She
she
want a
didn't know.
thug.
Yeah,
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 I
that's
think.
yeah. She thought she was going to the project to go pick them up.
Hmm.
You could tell that. Yeah,
Hmm.
clearly he doesn't live in the project. So,
Oh, but
Mm-mm.
did you appreciate the grandma?
Yes.
I
oh,
was sitting there
She
like,
like,
now that is a grandma. She
mm.
said, "What is wrong with you that
Yeah.
you're waiting on a man who's in jail?"
yeah, if
She
you're
like,
so
why you can't
great,
find
why
one
don't you
out
Yeah,
take?
here?
the
Yeah,
grandma was like, I was like, love it, because it was just
Yeah.
the
yes,
way
she was throwing quite a bit of shade. Grandma was.
she sure
She,
was.
she
Like,
was like,
I know
"How
my
long have you known him?" Oh, not that much. You know,
not that
I
one.
was
Well,
like,
you don't
grandma,
know
like
him.
grandma. Yeah, they need to
Yeah.
show grandma more often.
I
Yeah,
know. She my
yeah,
second. Look, outside of the couple, she my favorite character. I
Yeah,
was all about Dante's mom, but now I'm like, oh no, I like her.
yeah.
yeah,
I like grandma when she
yeah,
came up and introduced herself, but then, like she said, well, she actually has her on pause trying to figure out what's wrong with her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's wanting to date her grandson.
Look, she looking like, hold on, because we ain't just some nobody. So who are you?
Who are
Chasing
Yeah.
you?
after somebody that's in jail, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So maybe the grandma, I kind of feel like maybe the grandma was worried that Brittany may be trying to chase some money.
Could be.
Yeah.
Could
Yeah.
be.
But that was hilarious. Grandma was funny to me. I hope we see more grandma going forward.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, she was definitely funny. But then when they were at the gas station waiting for Ray to arrive, did y'all hear when Brittany was like, "Well, when he gets out of the van, he
Hmm.
hopefully he runs up to me first." And um,
Yeah.
I was just thinking in my head, like, y'all aren't married, so my expectation would be that he will run up to his mom first and hug her.
Or
Um,
grandma, yeah.
yeah,
Grandma,
or his
yeah. 'Cause I
grandma.
think
Yeah.
that was his stepmom and then
Mm,
his dad. I would
oh,
think, to be honest with you, I think he'd go to the dad first. But he definitely go to family first.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now if now if y'all were married, I could see you being like, okay, when he gets out, he needs to run up to me and hug me first. Or if you
Hmm.
had kids with him, like these kids miss you, hug them, get your little quick hug in. But ours is about to be lingering, you know.
Yeah. What
And
But
now?
I,
Oh, I'm
mhm.
sorry.
Oh no, no, go ahead.
With the question I had about him was, have they actually met inside, or they've only been talking on the phone?
I think only on the
Because I
phone.
couldn't really tell, because she just said they talk a lot. So I was kind of wondering, have they even ever actually met?
You know what? I don't know because she's never said or mentioned anything about meeting him.
I think
Just
Yeah.
that,
she just said Facebook, right?
Yeah, that
yeah,
they've just been
via
talking.
message.
That's what she told the grandmother. Like, oh yeah, we just talk a lot. So so the idea that you're talking to somebody so much, and then the first time they see you, you expect them to run and hug and embrace you. No, that's
Well, you
kind of
got
setting your,
family right here.
that's setting your
So
expectations a little too
Yeah.
high.
Yeah. Yeah. I see it as if he hugged you first, okay, you might just been the first one he got to, but you can't be mad. Like if he goes and hugs his family, now I could see if he went and hugged some random chick first, like he get up and ain't running over to another car, but like
yeah.
you're hugging his family, you gonna get mad, like disappointed. I wouldn't be disappointed. I'm like, we
Right.
don't even really know each other. We think we in love. We, you know what I'm saying, got this relationship, but I wouldn't be hurt by that. Like to me, that's childish. And she says she's 33. That's
Yeah.
childish.
She was showing her jealous because even when he got out the van and she was like, he got out the van, but he didn't acknowledge me. What's going on, Lola? I'm like, why are you making this all about like he is getting out of prison, so it should be about him. But you don't know what's going on. We don't know because he got back in that van and left. So maybe he got some bad news in that van. Maybe he's upset. There's absolutely no telling what's going on. So I just feel like she was showing like kind of jealousy and kind of controlling tendencies to me in those scenes. I'm like, Ray, watch out. Watch out. But something else about that scene to me that is still just irking me. The fact that Brittany's supposed to be 33 years old. She does not look 33 to me. I'm sorry. I mean, what do y'all think? Maybe it's just me. I feel like she looks older than 33.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know
I put
about
her at a
older.
good 39.
Really? You think she's that old?
To
I
me,
didn't think she looked
she
that
looks
old.
like.
No,
Yeah, mentality seems kind of childish, like we
yeah.
said, but physically, I don't. She doesn't look that much older to me. I was kind of
No.
surprised she was 33. I guess mostly because of the way she was acting. So I thought,
Yeah, I mean, she acts young,
Younger.
kind of young minded, but for me, like her face, I just felt like she looked older than 33.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was something that I don't know when she was outside in the natural light, it was just really bothering me. And I've mentioned some of the other things about her, but I'm not gonna harp on her too much. I don't want anybody to think I'm a Britney hater. But I just couldn't get over it because I'm like, girl, so it's not even the lights doing it to you. You're outside in natural light and you still look old to me.
But you know
Not to
what?
say 38 is old.
Yeah. Well, this episode, I don't know if her makeup to me was a little better. Like she looked a little better than she did in the first one, where I was like the wig was questionable and all that. But you know, like she looked better in this episode. So
Yeah,
I
I
would give
want.
her age at least. I thought she was. I'm like Sansa Ray. Like when she said she was 33, I was thinking because of the way she acted, she was younger. But I would give her, if I really look at it and take the way she act out, I would give her between 33 and 35 maybe. But I don't know, 39 might be pushing it. But she act like she like 23. And that's
Yeah,
not good because females mature a lot faster than
Like
men.
her,
So,
she does act
girl,
very young. She
right.
acts very young. Absolutely. So I'll give her that. But to me, she just looked older. But kind of like what you said, Reese, she did look better in this episode.
mm-hmm.
The wig looked nicer. Like she probably had a more
Mm-hmm.
expensive wig. I still wanted her to just like,
Do
yeah,
them, hook them baby hairs up.
do something. Because it was just like, I was like, is it about to lift up and fly away, sis? Like, that's what
Yeah, I'm
I
gonna
like.
need. I just want her to look like she come from money.
Yeah, but her wig, it looked a lot better than what it has.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. Yeah, so it looked like she had
Look,
spent some money on a wig.
but now that we didn't see in his family, she gonna have to step it up. She might wanna, you know what I'm saying? Because she
Yeah,
gotta come. She gotta come hard. Because like now they looking at you like, are you good
Right.
enough? Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. Are you? Do
Yeah.
you have enough money? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's gonna be interesting.
So, yes, absolutely. But yeah, so that was my thing. Um, Lisa and Stan. Okay. So when they first showed Stan, he was talking to his friend. I think he was calling it Dash or Bash or something, but he was talking to his friend. And Lisa calls in and they're talking on the phone. Lisa's about to get out, but his friend was a little bit bothered by the fact he said that Lisa wasn't showing what I necessarily say affection. She wasn't showing like that she cares
Mm-hmm.
when she's
Yeah.
on the phone. And which I felt like his friend made some valid points,
Mm-hmm.
especially if you're trying to approach your friend about their relationship. Like, hey, I don't like this person, or hey, this person isn't good enough for you. You do have to have some backup examples to show that person so that they know you're not just talking out the side of your butt. And I
Yeah.
felt like he did give him some good examples, but Stan wasn't. He wasn't trying to hear it.
Mm-mm.
No.
Yeah, I think we all know that. Like once you're in a situation and you're just comfortable with where you're at,
Yeah.
people can say what they want to say all day, but you don't feel that way.
Yeah.
So he doesn't feel that way, but he did point out how she didn't say I love you.
Yeah.
And then uh, I was actually glad he didn't bail her brother out. So
Hmm.
he actually did not bail out her brother, which I felt was pretty awesome. And
Mm-hmm.
but then they kind of confused me because uh, how did he not know? Well, it's like he knew that she had been married twice, or she was married to two guys. And then when he was trying to explain to his friend why he's not sure if she is or isn't, wouldn't that have been something you would have done prior to jail? Because weren't they
Yeah.
dating before? It almost
Yeah.
made me confused. Like he said something that I was like, wait a second, I thought y'all were hooking up before jail. Almost like, and then I was like, didn't they have pictures together? And
Mhm.
like I had to rethink their whole relationship because he was throwing me off like it was somebody he didn't really know, or and why wouldn't you know what names to use? And the conversation with him was just very like, I'm
Mm-hmm.
confused,
Yeah.
like, why are you
Yeah.
sitting there talking about I don't know what name to use when I get out? I'm married to two men. Okay. So I was just kind of thrown by the whole conversation that they had this go round.
Yeah. I mean, it was weird how she said it, like what you said. I don't know which name to use. My thing is, what name have you been using?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
You know,
so
so
you
there's
get out of
that.
jail and just change your identity and change your name? Like,
Well,
and
I
then,
think
then
he
she
did
made the
give.
joke of she doesn't have a name and she doesn't have any charges in her maiden name.
Definitely, yeah.
So I was like,
Yeah. But I think when you get arrested, in theory, you could tell them whatever name you want to.
What? Yeah,
Yeah. So
that
I
is
think
true.
that could be what she's doing. But my thing is, I'm almost wondering if she's going to stir up, like, well, I'm still married. I got to get a divorce as why she can't move forward with Stan. Or if she's going to be like, well, I need money for a divorce lawyer. I need money to handle this divorce. If that's
Yeah.
the right one to go with it.
And
Yeah.
I've never been married, but how do you not know you're divorced?
Exactly.
So,
You would have had to sign something. And then if you get an attorney, like once your divorce is final, then your attorney is going to let you know.
yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't know how you don't know. Um, yeah, so
And I feel like she got married again without knowing she's divorced. How she do that? Like,
Yeah, that's
because now you
illegal.
don't know one of your
yeah,
marriages is not real, then, or possibly you divorced and married twice. You know what?
Yeah.
To me, those are red flags. Like, and I don't know if I know she gonna be talking like that, and I got it. They might have to do it for the show. I wouldn't be putting her in speakerphone in front of my friends. I'm sorry, because it's like, wait, I don't know what you gonna say, because
yeah,
that's too much. I'd have been like, bro, no, no, no.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
but like it was like from last week to this week, their conversation was just totally off. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know, like I said, it just seemed so weird, almost like they never interacted prior to her going to jail.
yeah,
You know,
Sorry.
I don't think they interacted a lot. Like, I think
yeah.
maybe,
I think she got locked up pretty quick.
yeah, like when she met, and when they met. But I just don't understand why she looks different in her pictures. So.
Because they showed a picture I don't remember seeing before, and she was dressed up like in a dress. Did y'all see that? And they were like, I think standing on a porch or something.
On
I
a
was like, oh,
yacht or
Mhm.
something. I'm
uh-huh.
so
Yeah.
And her
sorry, you guys.
hair.
If y'all hear my puppy, I don't know what him and my son are back there doing. I'm
Hmm.
so sorry. Live broadcast, right?
Hey,
It
that's what
happened.
happens when it's live.
Yeah.
Keep
It's
it
like they're
entertaining.
having this bark conversation contest. So I just text him to stop it. Because it's throwing me off.
Look, of all times to do it. Look, they've been quiet all day. Then they like, oh, she went live. Let's work.
Yes. Lord have mercy. All right. Sorry about that.
That's right.
But
And
yeah,
then Stan and his grandpa jackets. He has one in every color I see.
that's his rich man jacket. That's his rich man jacket. Yeah, that's his rich man swag.
Oh, that's his old man jacket. That's his pawpaw jacket. That's what that.
He don't know how to
You
be
said
anything but
Pawpaw
Pawpaw.
jacket.
We see them edges. He's Pawpaw.
I just really want him to get that salt and pepper toupee. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Every time I can't
Yes.
focus on him without looking at his toupee. I'm like,
Yes.
please change
Yeah.
the
Yes.
toupee.
Money and hook that up.
Yes.
Look,
Please.
buying her these wigs, man. He ought to have one that's shoot. Get your male lace front on.
Yes. Or like I said, even still, just dye the sides. Because that
Yes, I had the same color.
darkness with that white, it just throws me off the whole way.
Hmm. Unless
Absolutely.
he's doing that on purpose. I don't know.
Maybe he thinks it's
It might
cute.
be his thing, but it's
Yeah.
it's not a good one. So like, hopefully, you know what I'm saying. He gets some feedback from somebody.
And
Yeah.
he actually
It's
isn't
like,
a bad looking guy. It's just that part just throws
Yeah.
it off.
And
mhm.
then
Like,
because he
please.
has that dark hair, it's like too dark for his skin, so it makes him look super pale. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I really think if he salt and peppered it up a little bit, he'd look really,
hmm,
I think he
yeah,
would look really nice.
yeah. I
Yeah.
think so.
So get it. I guess he's trying. That's what he's doing with the jacket. So I'll give him for trying.
Yeah, yeah. I give him that.
For that. And I was like, ooh, Stan. Mm. And then did you guys notice that he had the wigs in the back seat as he was driving to the prison?
Yeah.
And my thought process is, you gonna have her put it on in the car?
He
Like
said
you
he
still
couldn't
gotta put
decide.
the
Yeah, he couldn't decide which one he liked the best, so he figured he'd let her pick one of the three.
But it's
But
like, okay, you're picking her up from prison. You're taking her back to your home, I'm assuming. Why couldn't
Yeah.
she have put it on there? You get acquainted
no,
with
he
her.
said, well, he said the drive to pick her up was really far, so they were going to stay
Oh
at a
yeah.
hotel.
That's
Mm.
right.
So I would think that he didn't want her looking like a boy while they were out doing their thing at the hotel. So
Yeah.
that's my thought.
Yeah.
Oh, how y'all feel about when a boy said that one wig looked great? Because I didn't notice that at first. I thought he had like two like regular blonde. And don't get me wrong, I know that's a look, but
Mhm.
I'm like, I don't know if she want that look with him because he old.
Yeah, what? But he said was it a goddess
Princess wig,
wig or a
yeah,
princess
princess.
wig or something like?
I think that's what in his mind. That's what it is.
Yeah, having all that gray. I think gray when it's like that looks good on certain people, but not knowing what she looks like, I can't really tell that it would look nice on her
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then
the way the other
oh,
two would.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's something that, yeah, I think he should have shied away from that particular wig. You know, you got this younger woman, she probably, you know, doesn't want to necessarily look like she is your age,
Mhm.
you
Right.
know. So,
I don't
yeah.
know, but
It'll be interesting. I
yeah,
really can't
I'm
wait to
so
see.
mad that they still ain't showed her.
Yeah. And she's
Yes. So that cliffhanger,
2 weeks in a
I was
row though.
yeah. I was
yeah,
like,
because and then the fact that whoever is walking out, he's chasing after her like,
It
hey,
was a
Lisa,
dude.
Lisa. Like again,
yeah.
it's like almost making it seem like they don't know each other.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that part was like throwing me off too. Like, how do you not know what she looks like? I know she says she looks different, but even still, wouldn't you still know
I
if
feel
it's
like
her or
Right.
not?
something. Yeah. Not like if she got into like some accident and was reconstructive. So you know what I'm saying? Okay.
Mhm.
But like you was chasing a dude and he's like, Lisa? No, that's not her.
That's
I'm
not,
like,
yeah.
she got him paranoid.
I think he has problems with his eyesight because he's got some things where I'm like, hmm, you know,
Good.
yeah,
Possible.
yeah, because it was like he was also screaming Lisa. I felt like at just
Everybody.
random somebody ran.
Everybody.
He was screaming
Lisa.
there. He
He's just
was,
like,
yeah,
he's like, hurry up. He's just ready to see his Lisa.
Yeah.
right.
I mean, but everybody else so far, they ain't been doing that. Like, it's kind of like, is that him? Is that her? Oh, there he is. There's something. Yeah, Lisa, Lisa. I'm like, that
Yeah,
was crazy. I'm like, I mean, y'all couldn't edit that a little better. Y'all know I ain't said that many.
yeah,
Well, that's why I think like it's really starting to push more onto the fact that they don't know each other the way he's making it seem like they do. Like
Yeah.
maybe those pictures were taken like a couple of days apart and then she was in jail because
yeah.
it kind of makes you wonder that too. Because if I had a man who had money and was taking care of me like that, why would you? Isn't she in jail for like larceny or something or stealing?
Something like,
No, something with some car tags. Like, I wouldn't. Why are you dealing with folks' car tags? You could have just had him pay for your car tags if you needed. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I'm like, maybe I don't. It'll be interesting if they really dated so many months before she went to jail.
Yeah, but something else is a lot of times when you get charged with a crime, you don't go straight to jail. Like sometimes you bail out or bond out or whatever, so you're out free for a little while. So maybe that's how they met when she was free.
While she was free. Okay. See, look at you educating me. Thank you. Appreciate it.
yeah.
So that's all
It's
of
gonna
that.
be interesting because I'm like, she just keep doing things and make it like I feel like he wouldn't be so weird going to pick her up if she hadn't have been like, oh, I look like a dude, I look like my brother, I ain't got no hair, you're not gonna recognize me. So now he in there like, Lisa, yelling
Yeah.
at look, somebody black, well, Lisa, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. And he had even, and then she had even said, I don't know if he brought up he was looking at one of her pictures and she was just so mad about it. Like, I don't look like that. You know, like I really okay, did you change in prison? Like you just really are not a girly girl and you've realized you're more of a manly girl and you're just like stop trying to compare me to what I was. That's not me. That's not me. Like she
But
was very upset about it.
yeah, when she did that, it made me wonder, like, this has she been trying to explain to Stan she doesn't look the way that she used to, and Stan just won't listen? because he's stuck on this facade of what she looked like when she went in. That's what they kind of made me wonder about. I'm like,
Yeah.
why is she so upset by this right now?
She was really I think madder than most people would be, like,
Mm-hmm.
because you've heard her keep saying it over and over. I don't look like that. I don't look like
Yeah,
that. I don't
she
look
said
like
a
that.
lot.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
I guess
But I'm gonna tell
hopefully
you,
we'll find out.
yeah, next week, if she walks out of that prison and she looks like she looked in those pictures, I'm gonna be mad. I'm telling you
Yeah.
right now, I will be mad because y'all played this up so high.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want to see her coming out looking like she been like on steroids, lifting weights. Like she come out, she pick him up.
She
Like this
like
is what I'm
total
saying
swole.
because that's how they making it seem like this is what I
Exactly. She got
do.
the boy cut,
Yeah, yeah,
what is
yeah,
it, the
Yeah,
crew
a
cut?
buzz cut.
yeah,
The buzz
That's what I
cut.
want to see. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. I'm
I
like,
want to see that. Girl, I will die laughing. I'm like, we have to go live now.
yes, that
That's-
because that. Yeah, I'm with you. I'll be mad. Like y'all keep pushing this. We keep if they push it again next week, I'm gonna be mad.
oh
Yeah,
yeah,
Like
I'm ready
you
to
bring
see
her
what
out.
she looks like.
Yeah, you bring
yeah,
her out.
yeah. I want to see what she looks like right now. So knock it off and bring her out. Let's.
At least we got to see Ray before they ran him back off.
Yeah, yeah. But
Although he didn't look like
mhm,
his picture.
No,
you didn't like you didn't.
he didn't look like his picture to me. Well, he,
He's
of
real
course,
cute
he
in the
looked
picture.
here, but he looked older.
Yes. He
I,
now he looked like a whole different person. Cause I was like,
he
you look at
did.
that picture. He was like some pretty boy, and I got it. He been in jail. I got it. I got it. No comments saying nothing crazy. I got
Yeah.
it. But I was like, man, I mean, he still. It ain't like I feel like I don't know. It's not like girls like you got makeup that you ain't got on. You can't really come out looking different. But I'm
You
like,
know what?
his whole face
And
is
that's very true because women, we can do so much to ourselves to make ourselves look different, look better.
different.
But in all honesty, when a guy get a fresh haircut, sometimes
True,
they be looking like a new person.
true,
Yeah.
true, true.
And
Yeah.
they put on
Especially when
a
they
little
get
do rag.
that line
The
edged up
lineup,
right. You be
yeah,
like, oh, okay.
yeah, fresh makeup. That's true. I don't now that I think about it, because he kind of went by quick. I felt like he looked a whole nother color too, but maybe he was out in the
He
sun.
did. He did look different. I mean, he looked different to me. He didn't look like the picture they had been showing.
No,
I'm
but
not
she
saying
knew
he
who he
looked.
was. It wasn't no
Yeah,
question. She's like, that's right.
but
No,
even still, he kind of looked at her like whatever and just kept walking. But I guess too, he couldn't really say anything.
Yeah.
something was going on.
Yeah, because I was like, how you going to a gas station to get like released?
Yeah,
Because he had papers when he walked into the gas station, and I was
Yeah.
like, okay, that's different.
maybe we gonna find out that wasn't even him. Like that was just to stop another bandmate so he can use the bathroom and get.
Well, no, because the grandmother said they're taking him
Yeah.
back to jail. The grandmother said
Oh,
they're taking him back.
yeah.
I don't,
Yeah.
but I
The
wonder where
dad
she found
had
that out. Did she
the
walk?
dad said something. Maybe just because he was getting in and the van was backing up, maybe. But I
Yeah,
know the dad had said something, so dad and the grandma recognized him. So
Yeah, maybe the pictures we saw was catfish pictures,
maybe.
maybe.
but
Maybe
she
so
recognized.
long ago.
Yeah.
So he ain't catfishing her. She catfishing us by showing her that other picture that ain't what he look like no more.
Right.
She
She
catfishing.
could be. Yeah. Could
She
be.
has been presenting a facade, so
Oh yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, I'm like they keep showing that picture of him, and then I'm like, when I saw, I was like, that's him. That's
he
right.
looked. I don't know, even based on the picture, and I know you can't really tell people's height on a picture,
He
but
look
he looked
taller.
kind of taller.
Yes,
He looked taller in the picture than when he came out the van. Because I
light
don't even think he
skin,
was taller than the van.
all
Or
kinds
am
of
I
things.
tripping? You know.
Yeah. Now maybe he was far back and he looked tall. I looked shorter than what he was, but I'm like, yeah, I wasn't impressed, but at the same time, like, I don't know. Is maybe he just look, you know what I'm saying? He need a haircut. He need a fresh haircut. He gonna be taller and cuter. Watch. Younger.
Right. We'll see.
Yeah.
We shall see.
So,
Yeah.
and then y'all know for some reason I cannot remember the wives' names today. So we had Josh and Courtney. That's her name. Josh and Courtney. They showed them next. So Josh and Courtney, they show them the morning after.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is cute. They guess they had a good night. They look like they had a great night.
They
Well,
said
they
they had
said
a
But I
great
just,
it was 6 hours. They said it was
huh?
6 hours after release.
night.
It was 6 hours.
Dang. They didn't. Did they do? Went to sleep. Woke up. Like,
Woke
hey,
up,
I guess
refreshed.
Yeah,
at least time going slow since they ain't got that much time together.
I think
yeah,
I really like the fact of how appreciative he is, and the
Hmm.
fact that he realizes how much she actually sacrificed for him.
Yeah.
yeah,
Because to hear him, he sounds so humble about it. You
Hmm.
know,
yeah,
it's not cocky. Yeah, I made her quit her job and I got her in jail. He's just very like, I apologize that that happened, but I'm so thankful that you did this, and I know how
Yeah.
much you gave up, and I'm really going to try my best to make sure I don't ever forget it. And I really thought that
right.
was very,
Yeah,
very
absolutely.
sweet.
I could definitely appreciate him saying that because at some point I feel like in every woman's life you felt like know, he or she, your partner, just doesn't appreciate you or doesn't understand what you have done or what you're doing for that relationship. Like yeah, she could have lost everything, and when he made the statement, he didn't know he was coming home to an empire. I was like, that was really sweet of him,
Yeah,
to have.
I just
Yeah.
Yeah,
love his. I can't say it again. He's just so humble, and I could really appreciate that. And I do think it kind of sank in with her because she almost felt like, wow, I really did lose all this stuff. I did lose a job I really, really loved, and
Hmm.
and hopefully it doesn't turn into bitterness,
yeah,
because at that point you have this realization and then you're like become bitter. Like every day I'm reminded that I'm not where I want to be because of you, and it's not
yeah,
really because of him, it's because of your decision that you made. But it'll be interesting to see how that dynamic changes, whether he'll stay humble or whether she'll become bitter and just be like,
right,
you know what, this isn't what I thought it would be. I'm done.
But I do like that she did acknowledge like that was a mutual thing. She said that too. She was like, I'm really surprised. She's like, she kind of like, she don't understand why he's so apologetic in the sense of it was mutual. But I think she appreciated it because, she did say she really loved that job. She was good at it. Um, but she was like, she don't regret it, at least not right now, because she
yeah,
was like, she found love. And if they do work out, like, I mean, it could be good. And I felt like also he had a really realistic, if he's saying he want to do landscaping, that's pretty realistic. Like being
yeah,
that he wasn't, it ain't like he came out saying he want to do something that's, you know what I'm saying, where you like, come on now, you got, you're not gonna do that.
yeah,
Right.
So I'm
Yeah,
like,
I'm gonna be an actor.
yeah.
I
I'm
need
gonna
to
go
go to
to the bank
acting
and go
school.
get a job at the bank.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
But
Exactly.
yeah, if he could start his own landscaping, he could make good money too.
To make good
Yeah,
money, he could end up,
Mhm.
and no one has to know. I mean, people know because they watch the show, but outside of
Yeah.
that, I mean, it's not something that you'd have to really disclose, especially if it's your own. So
Mhm.
I really hope I hope that good things come with them too.
Mhm.
I think once she got over her awkwardness with the whole dill pickle,
Mhm.
I think it was
oh
a
my
little
God,
bit.
that pickle costume.
Yeah, because when they were showing the recap, he was even kind of, if they had this inside joke about a dill pickle, he still didn't
Mhm.
get it. He was
Yeah, I was looking at that
like,
too
why are
because
you
he
dressed
said
like
it was
a
a
pickle?
joke that they
Yeah,
Yeah,
made.
and if it was the joke that I'm a big deal, like when you say that statement, you're not spelling it Dill, you're Deal. So
damn,
I'm
right.
just still like, whatever, honey,
Yeah,
stop. That costume was.
She mad at that
I,
costume.
I am, because I don't understand it. I'm like, okay, you're gonna do something cute for your man, do something cute for him.
Yeah.
Dressing up as a pickle or whatever you are, that was not cute. Now, if she had something, like I said before, sexy under it, or she had some gifts or some sexy gifts or
Mhm.
something, I might could have understood it. But you just laying on the ground in that costume.
yeah,
I
yeah, that was the weirdest thing. And like, you have to appreciate the first couple we talked about, how he told her, wear this and don't have on
Yeah.
this. It's like, oh, look at you. I like
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
And then he
Yeah.
told her the four B's that he wanted. He wanted bologna, was
Boob.
it big booze, and the BJ? Maybe it was
Yeah.
three things, three or four things. Yeah.
Big baloney boobs,
Oh, but
non-alcoholic booze, and BJ. Yeah.
yeah. Now,
Well,
see, that was a cute, funny inside thing. I want the
yeah,
four B's,
Mhm.
but this dill pickle thing, I was not impressed. To say
yeah.
the
But
least.
I think he just seems more, he's just more genuine in how he really feels about her and everything. And I'm not
Mhm.
taking away from the first couple either. I think he's genuine with that too.
Yeah.
But I thought it was funny how he didn't like the restrictions on him, and
Mhm.
Yeah,
and it was just like, okay, but here you have Mr. Humble, and he's just kind of like, I'm thankful I'm out. I'm going to do what I need to do, and I'm going to
Mhm.
make sure da 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 da. So the two dynamics, it just goes to
Yeah.
show how
maturity.
different. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, absolutely. So something that bothered me again about this couple was they show them in the bed the morning after, and here we are with all these pets in the bed
I knew
again.
she was gonna say that.
I was just like, so this is something that I wonder, okay? Because like I've had a dog before, and but my dog wasn't allowed on the bed, but my bed was too high for her to jump on anyway. I would have to literally put her there. So when it is time to get your freak on, do the dogs stay in the bed or do you kick them out at that point? That's what I'm wondering. Like,
I don't know what they.
I mean, on movies, I've seen where they've had them in the corner and they're just kind of
That's still
watching.
weird.
yeah, that would be weird. Just watching. Ooh.
I can't say that would be my life. I mean, it is
Yeah,
what it is for people who are cool with it. Maybe somebody will comment and say what they do with their dogs when they allow them in bed.
that's what I'm wondering because I was like, at what point did those dogs get in the bed? And it wasn't one dog; it was like two dogs in there.
Yeah, because he had one behind him. I'm like,
Yeah.
whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, they
So I
big.
Yeah, and I kept trying to count the dogs to try to figure out how many dogs is around, but I couldn't figure it out. I know I counted at least three that I could distinguish. Like, okay, that's three different dogs right there.
Hmm.
And I was just like, this is y'all's romantic time. This is not family time in the bed.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I think I would have been like, just close the door.
yeah.
Yeah, the dogs out and shut that door,
Mhm.
and we'll get to them once we're done. Yeah. All right. So the last couple that appeared on the scene was Nicole and Dante. All right, so they're in the car driving. And at first I thought they were driving back to Deontay's place. But no, he was actually driving her to her mother's house. And then when they arrived, she was like, no, 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 I'm going to go in here by myself. Okay, what are y'all about
I mean, because we know what happened, but like again, you know what? No, because now that I know what happened, I can't even say I believe the anxiety stuff. Never mind. I don't know. Because I was actually like, maybe her anxiety really is bad. Because like she would get like, when they had her little side thing with just her talking, she was like, my anxiety is really getting bad. So I'm like, okay, so maybe this is real. But then they're texting. I'm like, well, now I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, she's sitting there texting the next dude.
Yeah. So I
And
was
so you
like,
reached out to text the next dude to meet you that weekend. If
mm,
he would have met you that night, you would have.
yeah.
And you're gonna sit here and make it seem like you can't do anything physical right now because of the traumas of not being touched.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
why I was like,
I
that
was
part,
like,
I was like, wow, wow. I was
she's
buying it for
I
a
mean,
minute.
Yeah, she should
outside of
be traumatized from not being touched, you know.
outside, that's normally the human connection, is that you need to be touched, or you need to
Right.
have, you haven't had it for however long she was in jail, 4 years, right? So
I think
you
something
haven't
like
had
that.
it for 4 years. And you mean to tell me this man who showers you with gifts and love, you're going to sit there and tell him, don't touch me too much because it brings me anxiety?
Yeah.
No, that's not how that works. I don't know how that works. I mean,
Mm-mm.
I would want to be up under him 24/7. Like, oh my gosh, look at what you did for me. I haven't, they've been dating for a year and a half.
You know
Right.
what? And at first, I was like, maybe it ain't her mom's house. She dropping her off at. I'm like, maybe she gonna be like, all right, bye, and then she gonna go somewhere. But then when it was her mom, I was like, well, maybe she does have anxiety. I'm like,
And then she said, when she was texting the guy, she said, I'm single, I'm free, I can do whatever I want. But then the next episode, he's telling the mom they're engaged.
mm.
So, and then I think I've seen or heard that they're actually married now. So I guess maybe she really does love him,
Well, she
but
said she love him. She just want to have fun.
she just wants to have fun. Just because I'm in love doesn't mean I have to be single. I mean, what does she say? Just because I'm in love doesn't mean I have to just, I can have fun. I can have
Yeah.
fun too. What? You have fun with the one you're in love with.
She
Right.
young. She young.
Right.
So I,
So I'm yeah, I feel like if they're married, she probably married him for what he does do for her, or maybe what he's promising to do for her. Um, I'm not I'm not sold on the fact that she is in love with him. I just don't really believe that one.
Not
Um,
yet.
that's
yeah.
total manipulation and using. That's
Hmm.
all she's doing. And you look at how much he spent on her. He bought her new
Right.
shoes. He bought her outfits from Victoria's Secret, which are not cheap. He bought her
And watches.
lingerie. He gave her
Watches.
cash. He bought
Mhm.
her wine. I mean,
Watches with an
he
S.
bought her watches. Yep. And even she was like, these look so expensive. I've been like, give them back till
Mm.
you come spend time with me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You could have sat out here
Then
and
that
start
goes
persecuting other
into the
people.
fact of why didn't y'all talk about this before she got out? How is it that you didn't realize she wants to go home to her mom's house, not go visit her mom? Like, no, she taking everything that you brought there for her into the mom's house. Like, I don't
Well,
why y'all
well,
didn't
like
have
with most men, they don't listen. Because she even
She
said that
said.
she had been telling him that they weren't doing anything when she got out.
Yeah.
She said she had been telling him that because of her anxiety, that she wasn't trying to be with him as soon as they got out. And he's sitting there like, oh, well, I can wait a day. But that's not what she's saying.
Mm.
She is saving herself for, I think his name was Noah or Nat or
Oh,
Matt.
you can see the name. I didn't even read the
It
yeah,
was
name.
I didn't
Zach.
see
His name was
that.
Zach. That was his name. She's saving herself for Zach. Zach is who
Mm.
she's gonna give it to when she got out, not you. So it'll be interesting to see how that keeps going. I you keep trying to hope, that you're wrong, but
Yeah.
we're wrong
She's
on this
showing
one.
herself already though.
Yeah,
She's totally using him.
yeah,
Yeah.
she absolutely is. And so, but maybe that could be another reason why she went through with getting married to him because she was like, oh, once he sees what I've been doing or what I did once I got out, I'm gonna lose my cake daddy. I'm gonna call him a cake daddy since he's young. So she's like, I'm gonna lose my cake daddy if he
Hmm.
sees that I hooked up with Zach or I was trying to hook up with Zach or do whatever or certain behaviors. So she may have gotten married to him for that reason or whatever.
Yeah.
Or that could have been a ploy. Her next ploy. Oh, I don't want to have sex before marriage. That could have been her next
Yeah.
ploy.
Not with you, but I
Yeah,
will.
because I feel like she always
Yeah.
having this excuse not to have sex with.
Yeah, she's told. I mean, he even was like, "You for real?" And she was like, "Yeah." And what you doing this weekend? And he was like, "I'll let you know." So he's not even like anxious to hurry up and see her, but he
Yeah,
at least knows for the weekend he's got something he can get. And I just think that's crazy. I
Hmm.
think we live in this world or society that you should be able to be honest now. If you're so worried about losing the goods for you being honest, then that's what starts messing up situations, and that's what starts bringing about the craziness and the violence and everything else, because
Yeah.
you sat there and you lied when all you had to say is over and over, because obviously he don't listen.
Right.
So hey, I told you I was seeing other people. I don't know why you're forgetting, but I've been honest about it. So I just
Yeah.
think it's crazy
Yeah.
that um
Yeah.
and
Absolutely.
he's going to be one of those men who don't see it. Even now, if he were to watch it, he'd be like, "Oh, that's probably her brother." Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Zach is
Yeah.
just somebody close from high school. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he would absolutely make excuses.
Excuses, yeah.
Yeah. Because like you could see he was disappointed at times with certain things being said, but he was rolling with it. So I think like in his mind he was making excuses for her at that point.
And then the other thing that threw me was when she was like, "Oh, I just want you to meet my mom at a special moment." Bringing your ass home from jail is a special moment.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? There would have been
Especially,
no reason that a mother wouldn't have wanted to meet the man who brought my daughter home from jail.
And it's
And
been taking
yeah,
care
you
of my
see all
daughter.
the boxes and everything she has. Oh, who did all that? You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like, I don't know how much more special you gonna make it, because he still ends up meeting her on the couch, telling her they're engaged. So it's not like it was at any kind of special restaurant or anything. It was still at her house. So I was just
yeah.
like, every time I kept seeing all that stuff, I just kept shaking my head. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Love that special
It's,
girl that he like.
yeah.
This is her. This is what it is. So no matter what, like, I think he in love, and she's like, hey, she cool with it, I guess. But he just gonna stick around, I guess. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But I
Yeah.
think, like I said, he don't see it, and he don't want to see it. So
Nope.
Yeah, absolutely. So that was episode 3. So overall, what do you think about this episode? Like, if we were to rank this one between 1 and 10, what would y'all give this episode?
I'm gonna give it a 7. And I'm gonna say, because I don't like the fact that we still don't know what happened with Ray, but it's okay. It's just that they've been showing it for so long, already. And then the fact that we still know what this girl look like. I'm like, quit playing with us. Like,
Yeah,
stop with these. I got it, cliffhanger, so we'll come back, but come on. Two
Yeah.
cliffhangers? Stop it. Stop it.
But even like even with the cliffhanger, having you see her and then see his face, that's cliffhanger enough too, because you'd be like,
Yeah.
oh, crap.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't rate it from anything. I think well, I would say a 5, 6. I mean, you're bringing me back next week because I want to see all the other stuff. But
Yeah.
as far as the couples, I really like our first couple first
Yeah,
the most, and our humble couple the
yeah.
next. So
Rachel,
Hmm.
Doug, yeah,
yeah, I really do
Yeah.
look
yeah,
forward to seeing that progress with all of that.
yeah.
Hmm.
Absolutely. So my rating would align with y'all's. I give it somewhere in a 6 or a 7-ish. I'm not gonna say it was a bad episode because I don't feel like it was bad, but like I think I'm more mad with production on this episode because I felt like there was so many cliffhangers in this episode. They we didn't see a lot with each couple. Like
Hmm.
with Doug and Rachel, we saw them in the car, but I wanted to see more of them. I really did. I wanted to see the rest of their day, and they were just kind of gone. And the same thing with Ray and Brittany. You know, I want to see more. I wanted to know what happened. Like,
Hmm.
there's just so many couples with cliffhangers, and I didn't like that.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and I just want to see more. I think the only one they didn't leave us with a cliffhanger with was Josh and Courtney.
Hmm.
You know, and I really enjoyed their segments or whatever. But like I said, it was just so much because even with Deontay and Nicole, I didn't feel like we got a lot of them.
Hmm.
But I
Mm-mm.
don't know how much more they could have technically given us. It was, he dropped her off and he drove off.
I did like that tea they poured at the end. Though. I did like that.
Yeah,
I like
I
so okay. I gave him a 7 because of that. Gave him
yeah,
the tea.
yeah, absolutely. But yeah, but I feel like last week's episode was better, but
Mm-hmm.
this one it was just too many cliffhangers, and I didn't like it. Like I said, some of the couples, I wanted them to extend out. Give us a little
Mm-hmm.
bit more. But like I said, it wasn't the couples or the actual storylines. I felt like it was more from a production standpoint that I was disappointed.
Mm-hmm. It makes sense.
Okay, so now we're over to the next thing we were going to talk about. So this past week, the Real Housewives of Potomac, the taglines for the list came out. So the taglines, just for anybody that doesn't know, the taglines, each lady has a tagline, her own unique tagline each season. So I'm always excited to see what their taglines are going to be. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're corny. I mean, sometimes indifferent to it, but I do enjoy seeing what the taglines are because sometimes they are pretty clever to come up with. So some of these ladies, these taglines, I'll be honest, I wasn't necessarily just like, ooh, these were really creative and that was a great tagline. There was a couple, but there's a new girl, Mia, that's gonna be on there. So her
Mm-hmm.
tagline is, if you want to pop off, I'll be happy to get you adjusted.
I like
So
that
when
one.
I heard
I did
it,
like that one.
I was like, hmm. But like I said, once I found out that apparently like she owns some chiropractic businesses, I was like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I get it now. But until I found that out, I was kind of like, but I still kind of liked it though because I was like, oh, this sounds messy, kind of
Yeah,
juicy.
she
Like,
sounds like, okay, don't
like,
pop me. I'm gonna pop
yeah,
off and I'll adjust you.
yes,
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
the whole
yeah,
mentalist sense, telling you opposites. And then when I found out she was a chiropractor, I was like, oh, that's even better.
Yeah. Yeah. I
The
like
whole
that.
yeah,
pun on words and the play with words I thought was
Hers
pretty
my
awesome.
that was my
yes.
favorite.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I did like that one. And then Robin Dixon. I feel like she's the most boring of all of the women of this franchise. But hers was like, I just feel like she's not bringing anything. She's boring. But her tagline is, I may keep you waiting, but trust me, I'm worth it. So again, like this one, like if you watch the show, then you know Robin is late for everything.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely everything. But yeah, but like you kind of got like if you don't watch the show, it's just kind of like, okay, so you're bragging about being late, you know? So I can kind of like that's the whole thing. But I'm like, girl, you're worth the wait. Because it's not like, she shows up and you're like, oh, she's
Turns
late.
out,
No, yeah, she's got
yeah.
on this flowing gown. It probably took her a long time to get in the gown or, something. She just kind of shows up and is there.
Yeah.
She
Yeah, she
shows up.
didn't bring about a party. She doesn't bring about the fun.
Yeah,
So I was
yeah,
kind of like, eh, eh.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like she's not showing up late and she's
Boring.
the drama. No,
Right.
she just
Mm-mm.
shows up late.
She just
Shows
shows
up
up
when
late.
yeah. So I think one of my favorite ones, it was Ashley Darby, and her says, the only thing messier than two boys is me. I was like, that describes her perfectly. She is so
She
messy.
is the messiest person. But and that's what I think is so funny with her is that she's like sweet messy.
Yeah,
Like it's like, oh, let me tell you what I heard. Did you know such and such and such and such? And it's like, girl, you are so messy.
oh
She
yeah,
didn't know such and such and such and such. But
oh
it's
yeah,
the way her delivery is so sweet.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah. But she goes and collects the bones and she be bringing them. But
She
she's very nice when
awesome.
she drops the bones off. She's nice about it, you know.
There's nothing you can say around Ashley that will never get out. You could
Exactly.
tell her something that you would think was so confident, and she was going to tell everybody.
Mm.
Yes, it is going to go out and be said and be known. Ashley
Yep,
can't hold water.
or not.
Can't. I would say don't tell her anything that you don't care about the whole world knowing.
Nothing.
Yeah, she'll bring it out. Yeah, she is going to tell it. So the next tagline will be Dr. Wendy Cepho. So her tagline is, "This professor doesn't just grade on the curve; she sets the curve." Which I don't really know how I feel about this tagline. Really, like I feel like it's kind of corny. Kind of corny. I
Yeah.
feel like.
Yeah,
Um,
it's with her whole, her whole education thing, and it just, nah.
yeah, we all know that you're a doctor, so we know you're well educated, so you don't have to announce even in your tagline, "This professor." We already know that.
Mm.
You know, we already know. So it's just like you just keep on going. You're at somebody's wedding. They're like, "Oh, let me call my husband over here." We know that that's your husband. We just saw y'all get married. Why? Why do you have to announce this all the time?
Mm-hmm.
Like I get being proud, but it's like I said, it's just constantly, constantly, constantly.
Mhm.
So that's the only thing about her. What did you think about that tagline?
Yeah, I don't really have much to say about it. I tried to, when she came on last year, just getting to know who she was, but I do, like you said, I totally appreciate the fact that she's this woman who's come over here. She's got all her doctorates and
Yeah,
this, that, and the other. Use them and keep showing them, but you don't have to keep saying it over and over. It was
Mhm.
almost like every episode she had to let everyone know that she had, I think she has 2 doctorates, right? She has
yeah,
2. Yeah, so I mean, the fact that I can even remember that goes to show
yeah. Because it's like she just
how
beat
much she says it. Yeah, so eh, it was just like whatever with hers. I wasn't impressed. It would have been funnier if she had mentioned something. You know how they made fun of her walk, or her being. She now she does have your back. If she's your friend,
yeah,
she does come to bat for you. So she could have had a few other taglines that could have kind of brought all that together. But
yeah. And I was just expecting something creative from her, but just I was just like, okay, here we go with that again. And
yeah,
then I'm sorry, guys, I love some Karen Huger. No matter how messy she is, I still like her. That's my girl. So Karen Huger, she came through. She says the grand dame can never be duplicated, imitated, or intimidated. I loved it. I was like, that's Karen right there. She just described herself because she will bring it. Um, that even when her and Ray they went through their tax issues, she still held her head up high. We didn't see her sweat about it. Absolutely. So yeah, I mean, I loved her tagline, and I was like, it was perfectly fitting for her. I would have
yeah.
liked to see something like that from Wendy, ideally.
Yeah, yeah, she had a good one. I'll let her have hers. She did good on hers. And you really, when you really think about what she was saying, she isn't intimidated by anything. You bring something to her, she'll address it how she sees fit. And
Right.
and I love the fact that she walks away. Like if she feels like
Yeah.
it's going to be too, I know other people don't care for that, but I think that just shows where you're at
Yeah.
as far as in life, and you don't have to justify anything to anybody, and the fact that she's like, okay, well, y'all want to start doing all that, I'm out, and she leaves. And
Yeah.
I can
Absolutely. Yeah.
actually totally appreciate that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's something that I do love about her. She will walk away. She's just like, you know what? I'm done. I've said what I got to say, done whatever I got to do. So I'm gone. And y'all can have this. Y'all can sit here and squabble about this, and that's going to be it. And
Right.
then at the same time, she still has her shady moments. She does. But like I said, overall, she owns most of her shady stuff,
Yeah.
most of it. Or at least you can understand why she did it. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like the best.
Yeah.
So we also have Candace, my least favorite housewife on there. So her tagline is, "My blessings are many and my patience is none."
I'm
Can you
sorry.
really, yeah, can you really brag on your blessings when your mom was giving you most of your blessings?
Well, God gave her mom the ability to give her the blessing. So, yeah.
I mean, I
But
feel like you should be bragging on your own blessings, not the blessings your mommy gave you.
I think with her, especially her come to Jesus that she had last year, I
Hmm.
think her tagline could have been a little bit better. And what
Yeah.
do you mean by your patience is thin? Like, are you trying to build on the whole situation that happened between her and Monique? Like
Yeah.
your patience is thin with what?
Oh, she said her patience is none.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. What's your patience none on? You know what I'm saying? Like at the end
Yeah.
of the day, I think she could have done better with hers. Maybe showed some growth. Um,
Yeah. I,
I would have liked to have seen growth. I like Candace, so I'm not. She's not my least favorite, but I would definitely would have preferred to seen a little more growth in her statement.
yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to see something so we can see that she has grown up because she's
Mhm.
very immature, so immature. Um, and then the last one we talk about is Giselle. So hers was the secret to this pretty face is staying in the shade. Now I know on social media a lot of people have come for her for this statement. They say it's colorist. Yeah, so I guess in my opinion, I don't feel like it's a colorist statement because she hasn't really shown a colorist behavior on the show. So that's the reason why I'm going to say that I don't think it's colorist. Do I see why other people may think it's colorist? Yeah, but just from watching her on the show, I don't think that that's what the statement meant. And then she's so shady that I felt like that was a good tagline for her because she's owning her shadiness. And we
Yeah.
all know Giselle doesn't own any of her shadiness.
I don't know that
Oh,
she doesn't own her shadiness. That she doesn't own
she denies it.
her own stuff. Like, you know, her own life, her own issues, her own whatever. I don't really see her owning those, but I see that when she says certain things that she's like, yeah, I said it. I see, yeah, that's what you said, or all that kind of stuff. But I did like her tagline because to
Yeah, I
know
did.
the show is to know how shady she really is. And the fact that she says it like that, I was like, oh, wow. It never even crossed my mind about uh, uh, the colorism that she's been getting slack for on that. I think personally, that just goes to show that you don't watch the show and you're just looking for something to be upset about because nothing about that was about her skin tone.
Yeah.
So
Well, Reese, like, you don't really
Hmm.
watch Potomac, but just to hear that statement, how do you feel about that statement? Do you think it's a colorist statement?
Um, no, well, so I guess if somebody made that comment and then I saw the tagline, I might be like, oh, well, maybe. And then I see that she's light skinned. But after hearing, since I haven't seen it, after
Hmm.
hearing y'all say she's super shady, to me it's kind of funny now because it's like,
Yeah,
oh, because I
it is
also was in my mind, I
very.
was like, maybe she do something with makeup or something, and maybe that's what she means staying in the shade.
no,
But yeah, now I'm like, okay, saying she's
she's like
shady, like that makes it, yeah.
yeah, she's like a spicier Ashley with her shade, but
Mm,
Ashley is the sweet little innocent. Oh, I don't realize I'm being messy. That's to me what Ashley is. And
mm,
then
Yeah,
Giselle is, oh, I know I'm being messy and I'm going to let you know I'm being messy and see
mm,
what you're going to do with the information I give you, you know,
yeah,
and then to kind of stand back and watch. But
mm.
yeah.
yeah, I don't, yeah, that's
So
just the
I'm
thing.
actually kind of excited to watch it now, so I can
Yeah, so
put these
next Sunday,
taglines.
yes, next Sunday it will be on and we'll be back to give our review and recap of it. So I'm very excited
Yes.
for it. Yeah, to see what is going to go on. And then something else I wanted to also mention about Giselle is her and Robin also have a podcast, and it's something shady. It's in the name of their podcast. That was something else. So at first, when I heard the tagline, I did like it. I thought it was hilarious. But then when I saw, some people had taken offense, I was like, I don't think that's what she's saying at all, but I get it. So I was like, so of course my favorite, Karen's, I feel like hers won out.
Mhm.
And I would give Ashley and Giselle a tie for second place.
Yeah. Yeah, I like theirs, and I like the new girls tagline too. Like I said,
Yeah,
when I first heard her, I was like, oh, she gonna be aggressive and pop it off and
yeah,
put people in their place. And then when I heard she
Mhm.
was a chiropractor, I was like, oh, that's even better. Just
Yeah.
to be able
yes,
to have that play on words like that was pretty awesome. So
Mhm.
it'll be interesting to get to know
absolutely.
her, and
Yeah, and then we see in the
her.
trailer she's going to be throwing salad at Candace. So when I read the tagline, I'm like, oh,
We shall see. Poor Candace.
poor Candace. No, she needs to be shoving that salad down Candace's throat to make her stop.
No. I still feel so bad about what happened to her last season. I just don't see. I didn't really watch it too many seasons before that, but I really felt bad for her last season, and I just thought that was totally wrong what happened to her. So, but if she still keeps, she obviously hasn't. I guess you can say learned her lesson about talking and being crazy in front of other people. So we'll see what happens. But
Yeah, I don't.
hopefully,
Yeah,
as
I
a
don't think.
chiropractor, she won't adjust her too much.
Hey.
Yeah, I mean, with Candace, she she's very provoking. She does a lot of things, and she is like the poster child of don't talk mess if you are afraid to get your butt kicked. You got to be mindful of what you're saying to people. Like I'm not just running around here talking out the side of my neck to everybody I run across, because
Yeah.
that may be the person that's like, no, you're not gonna disrespect me like this, and
Mhm.
I'm gonna just shove your face into the sidewalk. So you're mindful of that. You can't. But that's
Yeah.
my big for her. But hopefully, maybe she has had some growth. Maybe. I mean, her tagline doesn't seem that way to me. Even though I know she's been bragging about buying her own house. I'm like, okay, well, your mom was paying half of. I don't want to be too judgy in somebody's finances, but um, her mom has funded a lot of her life. So
Yes. But yeah. And we can agree to disagree on that. I can
right.
say whatever the hell you want to say. It's not a person's right to put their hands on you. I can dish you all I want to.
Yeah. But now, this holiday, we can agree to disagree, but I feel like this. Do not pop off at somebody if you're not ready to pop back off.
Right.
If you're gonna ball up and be crying, hey, she violated me. No, because you shouldn't have been saying
Well,
because
it's so funny because there's like certain pop offs to your. I think personally, if you're gonna start popping off, that it can definitely go there. But
yeah,
Mhm.
I do not feel it's for that person to put their hands on you. Like, I might face a certain situation today. We'll see what happens. But we're gonna do our best not to pop off.
yeah.
I'm gonna do a Karen and walk away as much as I possibly
Yeah,
can.
I feel like
Yeah.
that. But if she crosses that line and she's acting like she's ready to pop off, okay, we can both pop off and see who gets
Yeah, I
ejected.
could pop off with you all day long, but once that temper starts rising, I don't. I that's where I'm starting to be like, oh Lord, have mercy. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? It might be to shut her ass up, but all the after effects afterwards might not be so fun.
I don't know.
We'll
Yes.
see.
Yeah.
Yeah, we shall see. So we will see next week with the Real Housewives of Potomac. So I'm excited. I'm ready for them to come back. I've been ready. Like the past year, I have to say I have been a bit disappointed with the Housewives franchise. They just haven't been as good as they have been in the past. But
No.
Potomac this year was the only one that I was on religiously. I watched live, or at least when it originally aired, every Sunday I was sitting down watching it.
Yeah.
Whereas some of the others this season, I recorded them and watched them back. But
No, it's
Potomac,
fast
it brought it.
forwarding. Yeah, I fast forward through a lot of them. Not really interested in all of them. I don't even watch all of them, but I do watch Potomac and Atlanta here and there. Sometimes I watch Atlanta, sometimes I don't. But we'll see what happens.
Absolutely.
I'm definitely looking forward to Potomac to see what
Yes.
happens.
And there's definitely reports out there that Cynthia won't be coming back. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. So we can also talk about that with you guys once we know what's going on. Are they bringing Cynthia back? Are they not? What's going on? I feel like Cynthia is kind of the Robin of Atlanta.
Well,
And
her
I feel like,
life is so good now. She's got a new
yeah,
husband, and then I think I heard, it was probably on the radio where they were talking about how she has these stipulations now about all these women being around her husband, and of course, the more she keeps allowing all, and when they come to her house, they can only dress a certain way and all this extra stuff. So I think it might be more so that the women are like, well, I'm not going over there if I have to abide by a dress code, or if I can't
Mhm.
do this or I can't do that. Like, I think she's happy with where she's at. And it's like, you know what?
yeah. And
I
I
don't
feel like,
really have to do it.
yeah. And she's given us good material over the years. We saw her get married to Peter. We saw her break up with Peter. And, we saw her get with Mike and get engaged and get married. So I feel like what is it she's going to do next is going to be, ooh, what's
Ooh,
going on
yeah.
with Cynthia? That's the only thing like about
Yeah.
Cynthia.
I don't,
I like
I would
Cynthia.
be like, I'm done. Because who knows,
Mhm.
it's kind of odd that when you start seeing people on reality shows and their marriages, how most of them, I'm not going to say all of them, but most of them end up in divorce. So I would just be like, I think I'm good now.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Keep my bank, keep doing her modeling because she's a beautiful lady. And
yeah,
uh, I would just stick with it like that. Maybe say hi to Kenya here and there. And
right. Yeah, I'll be over at Lake Belly chilling,
mm-hmm,
just chilling out.
I sure
All right.
would be.
Yeah. All right. Well, this is our show today. So make sure that you go ahead and click that like button as well as subscribe, and also click the bell to make sure that you get notified every time we have a new video or we're on live. Right. So, as always, thank you for stopping by. We appreciate it and have a great day.
Thanks, you
Bye,
guys.
everybody.
Have a safe 4th.
Oh, yes. Have a safe 4th.